block line of sight and stuff. Oh my, timeout. We got Big Chungus, chat. We got a little Big Chungus action with Dozer coming out, just trundling. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's the end, or almost the end, of yet another season, which of course means we're going to be getting to some pack opening tonight. But that's not all. It's Sunday night, so of course, we have to get through a whole bunch of replays. So let's get right to it. How's everybody doing out there? How is everyone doing in Chatland? Yeah, we're still going to be doing reviews today, dogewhal. You opened one Terrifying, got Red Speedola and Crushmore? Wait, out of the same one? Seems good, hakunay. Seems good. It's funny, I knew when I put on this shirt, this is the Gamork from The Neverending Story. Shout out to anybody who remembers that movie. But it says the Nothing on here in green, but I was curious how it was going to show up on the green screen. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's obviously going to change color a little bit when we get to different parts of the UI, but we'll see. Got your gold pack? Nice, nice. We got just under 40 minutes. I'm not going to get my gold pack, but I am over... Well, I'm going to get my gold pack, but not my gold coffee, rather, is what's going to happen, so... we got to challenge the streamer to start. We'll do this one, and then we'll jump into replays, because... Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future, so look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. I'm now over halfway to getting the good boy, maybe the season pack will give me that last bit of XP I need. It's too bad that you're not closer, so that way you could potentially get upgrades, because it is important to get upgrades on said good boy. It is definitely important. But yeah, getting Snowball will absolutely change your games, as you can see here. Like, it definitely matters. You're getting taunted to death in queuing up. Yeah, same, my Snowball's level 4 still. Even with it under-leveled, it's still relevant, but obviously it does impact, hey, can I get this jar or not? Phobos is trash unless you have good push boops for the center. I have a tractor and still don't like Phobos. Yeah, Phobos, there's a lot of things to dislike about Phobos. I just don't. I mean, I get it. I'm fine with the team trying different stuff and just doing different things for various maps, but at the end of the day, Phobos is just not an ideal map. It is less than... It's just not good. I really don't like that map. I don't mind the lots of panic points. The issue is the stem. The issue is the stem. The map might be interesting. This is weird. I'm looking at the green screen and, like, the lights are the same as yesterday, so I don't know why today it's complaining about it. I guess it thinks the reflection of this screen... I don't know. Whatever. But, like, it's picking up parts of my shoulders or not picking it up, for that matter. So where was this? This was, like, here, I think. So it had to double move. But I think the big issue with Phobos is the stem. Big issue with Phobos is the stem. Otherwise, I wouldn't hate it, I don't think. Because just a big open map like that is interesting. But the problem is everything revolving around the stem just feels bad most of the time. Honestly, I think Snowball is most effective until it does an effective 500 damage. 100 plus 400 ability damage, so I would consider 500 mounted. It really is relevant to you're cooking your own cat. It was going to die anyway, but yes. Snowball matters when it's a breakpoint phobie. If you can one-shot a jar, great. If you whiff on one-shotting the jar, It's just, that's what it comes down to. You're still not a fan of Baba Yaga? Why not? Let me tell you what I find interesting. I bought one of those bags of mixed candy. This particular bag had 3 varieties of candy: M&M's, Snickers, and Twix. The bag contains 50 pieces. And after sorting, the bag actually contained 52. Of those 52 candies, only 3 were Twix. Why bother? This started to sound like a math question, where it's like, I bought a bag of 50 candies. They were comprised of this. How many were this? That's what it started to sound like, which was kind of... It was probably funnier in my head than it actually was. But it was funny for a moment. It's a melee AoE trap with low HP and never getting value 75% of the time. I think because it's an AoE trap, it's pretty solid. But admittedly, I don't have it. The times that I see Baba Yaga happening and doing something really bonkers, it's just been, like, mind-blowing. Because it's like, oh, the bad guy stepped on... There were 3 traps clustered, they moved all their phobies into it, and then all the phobies got hit by all the AoE, and just everything goes up in smoke immediately. I can absolutely understand where, you know, because somebody just mentioned Fire Ant. If you compare Fire Ant to Baba Yaga, I understand the Baba Yaga being, like, inferior by comparison, but I think Baba Yaga has value. Dog is wearing the sweatshirt tonight, a little chilly. Gotta keep him a little warm. Traps are now just bad. People learned answering every time with Honey Bear. Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't think a lot of people do much with traps, to be honest. Or rather, don't really answer traps correctly, appropriately, whatever. I'm not entirely sure what this Baba Yaga is doing, other than, you know, lining things up with traps. I like all the traps, excluding Venus. You don't like Venus? Really? Venus is usually a fairly... I mean, I think it's clunky to use because of the key cost, but I think a lot of people like Venus. If we get to see my gamer and see some mildly interesting trap usage, alright. Had some breakfast leftovers, bacon and papas. Alright, alright. I see you, Taco. That's a dead Hevo? In fact, it's not. Because of the, yeah, exactly. Hakunay knows. They know. I was trying to catch him unawares, but they know. Corn isn't an overall trapper. Yeah, Corn isn't... It's hard to look at it as strictly a trapper, right? Does doing that do anything? It obviously doesn't get us quite what we're going for, but this is something, I guess. I decided to play Arena, which you haven't since the Alien update. How's it going so far, Taco? The Baba Yaga could have been in range to place a trap here, honestly. I wasn't paying close enough attention. In all truthfulness. Doesn't look like it. Good so far, good. I would argue Corn is either second best or outright the best turret trapper in the game. I mean, it's the only turret trapper, I think. If I use the Hevo 2.0 ability to Maggie, Hevo will fall in the pit. I don't think that's true, based on the positioning we had before. But I also couldn't reach it. I mean, I could have walked up and lobbed and then try and do it this turn. Like, you're saying if I was here and hit Maggie, that Hevo ends up in the pit? I don't think so. I would have expected Hevo to go up or not even move, possibly. Is that really how it works, Onda? I'll take your word on it, but like that, there's no world in which I would have thought that would be how it worked. I wouldn't even be able to kill it, even if I did that. It's not gonna work. I don't have enough time to figure out what I don't think what I want to do is gonna work. Alright, I'm checking chat now. Imagine what a level 30 Gonzo would be. Oh my god, that would be busted. Different target, different result. Hevo AoE is unique because it's a lob. It's like, have you done that before, Onda? Like I said, I don't... If you're telling me that's the way it would work, I believe you. I've never seen that. Well, have we seen it? I don't think we have. But I still wouldn't expect that to be the behavior. But that is a good question. So let's say there was something here. Like a enemy phobie here. And I lob over my guy. It would try to go backwards, but if that's blocked, where does it end up? I mean, I would have to... It would be very difficult to make, like, engineer this scenario. Let's get a little Grayley in action, chat. The old switcher you happening. Probably want a 1 key. Just prepped and ready to go, because obviously we're gonna trade out a bit here. Need to switch the position to Hevo and crush more? Yes, I'd have to do some juggling here. That's absolutely what has to happen. I'll never get over the alien jingle. It is really cool. Alien for the win. It's funny, as I beat somebody when I was rushing my phobies into them. I mean, that can happen. Getting all up on in your opponent's face sometimes will throw them. It does stuff. MVP was Blinky. I mean, let's be real. Blinky's pretty good. Blinky's pretty good. It's the baby! Who said it's not a stream if we don't have the baby hanging out behind me, because she's down here. Oh, people getting ultra rare this season like last season. So many people getting ultra rare phobies last season from the season pack. Yeah, I hope everybody gets the phobie of their dreams. Because there's so many cool Phobies. And yes, it's fun to get new Phobies no matter what it is, but I hope people get what they're looking for, because it is more fun when you get the thing you actually want, right? You just want an Oculus? I mean, an Oculus is a pretty good one, right? An Oculus is pretty solid. Watch me get rusty. So what are we doing here? Any trapper with 2 range, I'm happy. I'm going to get another 40 sheep cards. You know, there was a point in time in this game when I would have been like, that's not bad, but I don't know anymore. Change position. I can't yet. I got to wait one more turn because I didn't have a good way. Like, I'm still trying to win the game, but I will try and engineer that to happen onto... I needed the lobbers to kill the 1 key, because otherwise I have stuff on lava, or I have to not attack the heart with the Inoculus. I mean, now it doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, we could have done it, but I was playing for the win. Let's put it that way. I gotta, like... When it's the viewer challenges, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, because I don't want to do super serious mode, but I also don't want to throw. You know what I mean? I don't know, Urk. We'll have to ask. We'll have to ask. I feel like Hakunay's got something up their sleeve. Can we just win? We don't have quite enough yet. I guess we just wait a little bit. Actually, wait. Hold on. Oh god, are we gonna run out of time? I realized that this could hit the Inoculus off the stem. The timer waits for no one. The clock strikes back. Wait, what? What are you talking about, Taco? I mean, yeah, the setup for 1 billion traps is clearly there. Like, that is absolutely coming. Oh, is this dead? This might just be dead. 160? Not quite. Not quite. Almost. $3,200 on this heart. We can lay into it, but I don't know if we have 3,200 damage, because this is going to be 3, 6, 6, and so it's 850, 12, 16, 20, not quite.
needed that.
Wait. I guess we can just do this, right?
Now that's what I call a pit stop.
The real risk is there's probably a trap here. There's probably a trap there, which means this is going to take a beating. Yep. The Hevo, I meant. I just noticed Hakunay had the Jill avatar. Just noticed Hakunay had the Jill avatar. This should be a dead Graylien, but that requires probably all of this. This is 800 plus another 4 is 12 plus 5 is 17. And then you have to put the crab in. The lobster. Even though it's a crab. I know its name is Clopster, but that's a crab, right? Send out Finnegan, the Babaha. I can't stay at the stem. I mean, I think we can just punch the heart to death. I could be wrong, but... Definitely a crab. I'm glad people are backing me up on this. I'm not a crustacean expert. It has pinchers and it walks sideways? Fair. The old classic Clopster Gonzo? True. Gonzo's actually live. I thought Gonzo had another turn of cooldown, but I'm wrong. Droney Gaming, take the panic point? I'd have to kill this, though. Like, I don't think I have the damage to do that. I mean, I guess I do, but...
Splendid job. You've nearly crushed them with anxiety.
GG, Hakunay. GG. Gonzo didn't even use ability the first time he undid. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought they did. GG. Yeah, I was looking at chat at that point. Yeah, as you can see, the nothing... Which it actually looks kind of cool in blue. I think it looks kind of cool in blue. Shout out to all my Never-Ending Story fans. If you're a horse fan, you know, you know. My wife was down here. She'd be very upset. Heart Rush Gaming. Yeah, we're channeling a little Luffy tonight. Channeling a little Luffy. All right, chat. Let's jump into some game reviews. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me check something real quick. Did we do a taco game? Yeah, we did a taco game, so that's why that's there. All right, did we do a dogewhal game? We did not. Dogewhal is a sub at the moment, so let's hit up dogewhal. Let's hit up some dogewhal. Let's see. What was the Doge game? A chuck down for the century. I love it. Well, we're getting in on Xylo. Our hero here is Dogewhal in the orange trunks, sporting the muffin avatar. You love to see it. I'm still curious, like, you know what this reminds me of, actually, chat? The muffin reminds me of Cult of the Lamb. It feels like Praise Be the Lamb is what the Doge avatar is doing here. It's exclaiming. It's filled with the spirit. Oh my god, chat. This is a turn 2 Chuck. All them teeths and everything. First turn bank on Xylo for the Chuck. I mean, there it is. There it is. But that does give our hero ample opportunity to cap a bunch of panic points. 3-0 right now. That's a pretty significant advantage. And then Pischetti is the disease answer. I think it was Doge was saying that they're getting close to Snowball. I forget who it was. And I think it was Doge, and therefore they, obviously, if they don't have Snowball yet, they're not going to have Foul. Although I don't think the keys were there for Foul anyway. Is it just me, or does Pischetti look like it's more floating than, like, the scuttling motion that it's supposed to be with the tentacles? Because it's like the tentacles are wiggling, but it just kind of feels like it's gliding. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Wait, did you... Was the Bachelor damaged? Wow, this is a level 10 Chuck. You like the armor Pischetti wears? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I don't really understand what this is down here. The, like, crotch plate kind of thing at the bottom. Also, notably, the tentacles that are coming out of the head that are connecting it to, like, what I'm calling the crotch plate looking thing. Those aren't the same tentacles. It's like, it's almost like it's wires. I mean, it's a dimensional phobia. I always, for a long time, I thought it was mechanical, but it's not. It's like wires connecting the head to what we'll say is the torso. You can tell in the card art. I mean, here it does look like it. Like this one right here looks like it's one continuous tentacle. Here it doesn't look like it. I mean, it could be just because, you know, concession to the art, but aren't they noodles? Well, it is spaghetti. 10 minutes, we're counting down. We are counting down. He is spaghetti, it's true. It's true. So, 4-0 panic point advantage, by the way. 4-0 panic point advantage. And we get a spider on the board in order to try and cause complications for bad guy, which it surely will. Why did this just happen? What is this Maggie doing? In all seriousness, like, why did this Maggie do this? It's clearly trying to go for this panic point. Why did you not just spawn it from the top and cap the panic point? Like, I don't know. That's so weird. Excuse me. Would I rather get Smother Mother or Edgar Allan? Oh, that's tough, Krayos. Because I really want Smother Mother, but I kind of am leaning towards Edgar Allan because of the name. It's cool. And Chuck is holding the brain cell at the moment. And I want Edgar Allan because it's newer. I would lean Edgar Allan, but I'd be very happy with either, truthfully. I mean, if I could choose, I would pick Werewolf, but there's also a random skewer on my desk because I use it for, like, various painting stuff and other things. It'll get Russell a new brother? True. True. I have, like, weird stuff. If you hear weird noises, this is going to sound strange, but if you hear weird noises while I'm streaming, it's usually because there's something like this skewer that's on my desk that I'm playing with while I'm gesticulating wildly. Commence the chuck down. I mean, right now we're seeing what should have happened 10 turns ago. The equalization of the panic point, some stabilization on the board. Like this, if bad guy wasn't down 38-25 to 87-75 right now, you would say that this is pretty even, roughly, right? But it's not even because of that. But when people watch and love opening pack days, people love watching packs get open. People really do. I get the hype. I get the hype. Plus, we just got the update. It's a new season. We're going to open over 9,000 coffee worth of packs. Or about 9,000. I forget how much I have. Just give me a good uncommon. Oh, you don't have Inoculus? Yeah, Inoculus is pretty big, too. We're seeing Electrocat lay the... Wait, time out. Watch the animation when... You don't see Chuck get hit all that often. Watch Chuck's stomach. It looks like it's separate. I don't know if that's supposed to be a shadow or like it separates there. Oh no, bad guy did not see this coming. This is something I do all the time. The yoink onto the pterodactyl. Oh, baby, that's not what you wanted to see. I mean, does it... He is stitched together, but not in that particular part. You don't see any bandages or stitches there. But Chuck is still alive, so we're going to get the cat takedown. Presumably the spider's going to eat it as well, but I think that's reasonable at this point. And if Chuck doesn't leave, that means Pischetti, although it's going to go on the lava, will get to disease Chuck, which was kind of the goal all along with the Pischetti, right? The problem is that because it's not foul, this is only 295 disease damage. It's going to take a long time, especially if Chuck is able to leech off of other stuff. Ooh, the priority... Oh, we're going to back off. All right, we're backing off. 15... By the way, timeout. 0 keys for bad guy. 0 keys for bad guy. 15 keys for our hero, chat. Holy crap. Like, we were joking around, memeing about what was happening to the Chuck and other things. But in the meantime, our hero here was just annihilating the bad guy's forces. And, oh, by the way, I have my own Chuck. I see your Chuck, and well, I was going to say call, but it's not really because it's 3 levels under. Pretty much, Krayos. Smother Mother can, and it's fairly tanky. I haven't really done the number, by not really, I have not done the numbers to see how close it is with respect to, oh, the shirt actually looks kind of cool in red, too. I like this shirt, chat. It has a puppy on it. It's the Gamork. But anyway, I haven't done the math to see like where Smother Mother lands HP-wise, but it's a 9 key, so it has a lot of stats. So the disease actually went down on Crushmore, as opposed to holding it. But honestly, at this stage, I don't know that it matters. I almost would have said push in and just occupy this area. But at the same time, our hero can kind of do whatever the hell they want at this stage, almost. Corner to heart-rushing Klepto with Crushmore and Smother Mother on Mysomania. That's kind of funny. So we're getting a beatdown going on to Stabby. Obviously, Stabby was in position to get beat down. Trades out for the fly. I guess that's fine. This is starting to feel as though our hero felt they were so far ahead that they couldn't do much. Like, the bad guy couldn't do much to contest. But at the same time, they kind of are, because now it's Ginsting on the stem, although it is vulnerable. Ginsting's dead. Electing to kill the Hevo, though. I get it, I guess. That's fine. Arm Eater Gaming. Chuck attacks with a giant hand. He eats his hand to attack Phobies. Yeah, exactly. Have you not seen the Chuck animation before, Taco? So given the way that this played out from Bad Guy, obviously our hero's play pattern worked out, or their game plan worked out, because they just walked everything into range, basically. Like, they didn't have to walk this Stairmaster up. I don't know why they didn't just put this on the stem, but sure. Is it like... Oh, it's low enough that possibly Chuck could have killed it by walking up. But I expect our hero to just walk in and start pummeling the heart with Chuck. And you just don't have the damage output. So, as was pointed out, I think by Luffy or whoever it was earlier in chat, like... Yeah, turn 1, pass? I don't know about that one, Chief. Don't know about that one. It gave our hero such an enormous leg up, such an advantage, that it was not... I don't want to say it was trivial. And they could have done... That was weird, because I just saw the arm regrowing, but it didn't shoot the arm out. GG, well played, Doge. You win the chuck down. Yeah, it felt like you were so far ahead because of the early advantage that it almost didn't matter what bad guy did, or what you did for that matter, because they dug themselves such a huge hole that it would be super difficult to actually climb out of it. That's basically what it amounted to. We're breaking up the pack opening and my usual stream to make sure that I get this in, because this is important. There are elections coming up at the end of this year, 2022, in the United States. And if you're not registered to vote, go get registered to vote. I've said this a ton of times, but it's getting closer. The elections are getting closer. It's imperative that you register and then actually vote. And vote for everything. Make sure that you participate in each election. Research your candidates. Know what they voted for if they were, or if they are an incumbent. Know what they intend to vote for if they are the challenger. Understand where they stand on each of the issues. Because there are tons of them that are super important, including the future of democracy in the United States. Because unfortunately, the Republican Party at this stage, this point in time, is almost, if not completely, comprised of lunatics, fascists, and theocratic dictators that are hell-bent on stripping rights from our fellow Americans and honestly causing the destruction of this country and destruction abroad, most likely. Make sure you vote. Have your voice heard in democracy. It is crucial. And it's going to be crucial not just for this election, these midterm elections, but in future elections. And you should be participating anyway, but especially now. Make sure you vote. Secondly, if you have the opportunity, look into helping out charities. Look into helping out your fellow humans. It could be at the local level, whether it's a food bank, it's a local charity for other causes, whatever. It could be at the national level. It could be at the international level. There are man-made disasters. There are natural disasters. And both of them have a dramatic impact on other humans. And the fact of the matter is that there's tons of people that are in a position that could help. And if this is that minor push that just gets you to say, hey, I'm going to donate some money. I'm going to donate some clothes. I'm going to donate other goods. I'm going to donate time. Any of those things, other things, whatever you can do to help out other people, that's what it's all about. It's the right thing to do, is the bottom line. And similar to the first topic about voting, both of these are imperative to the future of humanity. So please, think about these, make sure that you're acting on them, and do what you can to help others. I'm contemplating going down to the kitchen and getting an entire bag of bread just to snack on right now. a whole loaf of bread? It's probably not going to be healthy. You're not going to feel good after that. But anyway, chap. So I do want to make sure that we get into the game reviews. I want to make sure that we're covering those. So we did that. Let's take a look at a Renamon one. Let's take a look at a Renamon one. Excuse me. All right. So this was against... Did you not favorite the game? You 10-15. Now I gotta hunt for the game. I think it's this one. Alright, so our hero here in the orange trunks apparently is just a mean bully. Because the notes here are, this just felt like bullying, but I just destroyed them. Here we go. Let's see, Renamon, what did you do to this bad guy? What'd you do to this bad guy? The classic turn one Grimes into droney strategy. I mean, that is in fact a thing you can do. This kind of already feels like, yes, you are in fact a bully. You are in fact a bully. Press X to fear. Honestly, is this Maggie just dead? This is just a dead Maggie. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. That's free food. What's even worse, I think, about this? What's even worse about this is there is a healing spa on this map. So this Grimes can go in with relative impunity, especially this early in the game. Oh, I was going to say, are you going to boop the Grimes off the lava? But the Grimes can go in, pull back, heal up, and then now it's just a buffed Grimes, which, by the way, this Grimes now has almost 800 attack. Nearly 800 attack, folks. Oh my god, is this dead? Oh, okay. It is dead. Oh my god. I was so busy focusing on the Grimes healing up, because in my head I'm like, there's no way they would expose this thing to just die, right? At this point, I have to imagine bad guy is just... they've given up at this point. They're like, there's no way I can win, I'm just going for the heart. Like, what alternative do they have? Smother mother? Okay, yeah, now you are just a bully, Renamon. Real talk, what are you doing? This is that meme, just stop, he's already dead. Little, what was the crab's name from that? Well, I don't remember what the crab's name was. Tamatoa, yeah. Oh my god, chat, this Grimes. Grimy is the only way to describe this. I know it sounds redundant, but like, this Grimes. This is dangerous, though. Like, this hits twice. They have 8 keys. This Grimes should be dead. He's on the all-in buffet. Grimes should be dead. But also, Grimes shouldn't have been fed this much, so we'll see what happens. Okay, the Grimes is in fact dead. No, rip Grimes? No. Grimes does not deserve to rest in peace. This is interesting. This could actually be a dead Chuck, depending on how they do this, but I imagine... So this is a dead Chuck due to the yoink, or a variety of different things. Because they could move the Smother Mother here, and then move the spider down and yoink it, and it'll pull it into the pit. Or, you know, just yoink it 85 times and then kill it with a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it's high five. If I'm saying Chuck, I meant high five. My bad. Warning, do not feed the Grimes. True. Grimes got more for its value. I agree. Grimes got, like, I don't even know how much. It got a lot of keys worth. So yeah, this high five is dead. I think it would have been more flashy to kill it with the pole, but whatever. Look, sometimes you just gotta go for it, Scrungle. Sometimes you gotta have fun, and you just go, you know what? I'm sending that high five to the heart. Unfortunately, this sometimes, it didn't quite work out. So, the follow-up, no more keys. This is almost like one of the reviews we did earlier on this map, where Hero still has a ton of keys left, a strong board position. It's, you know, really want some Barzilla upgrades. I want to use him so bad, but he's only level 3. It's a phobie that you absolutely need levels for. You can't just crap it out, because it's a stat stick. And Leshy. We were talking about Leshy not long. Yeah, the Leshy troll. Honestly, Leshy feels kind of like a troll here. It kind of feels like a troll. But honestly, like, what is bad guy supposed to do here? The yoinks are going to actually be online this turn, I think. Yeah, they're online. So, there's going to be a lot of bad things happening. Why? Oh my god. This was an absolute beating. Wait, time out. Listen to the Leshy. Alright, everybody listen. I've never heard it do that. We've definitely seen Leshy get used before, and I didn't realize that. I don't think I've ever heard that. Yeah, that sounds like another song. I know that song. How often do you see Leshy's ability? I've seen it like twice before this, maybe. Maybe only once. Wait, timeout. What? I mean, I understand how this happened, but still. Like, that was unexpected. It doesn't actually matter because they can't do that. Well, we've seen Leshy attack now, for sure. Just like that. GG. Yeah, that kind of was a beatdown. Yes, Hero took a ton of heart damage over the course of that, but realistically, that game was never in doubt. That was not even a contest. That was not even a contest. Well done. Well done. So I think that's all of the subscriber replays in this set. Actually, no, there was actually a different Renamon one that was in there, and I skipped over it accidentally. But we did do a Renamon one. Hopefully that other one doesn't fall off the profile. Yeah, Renamon, you're going to need to, if you're in chat, the first one you submitted, make sure you favorite... Oh, no, that one's already gone. That one's already gone. Make sure you favorite them, people, because otherwise they will fall off the profile, unfortunately. The other one did fall off, okay. Alright, so I'll remove that one. That's true, Doc, you are. I kind of ignore you. Yeah, someday, Doge. I do want to get it on. I favored it and disappear. Maybe the patch broke it? No, because that would have been later. I don't know. Alright, we'll do the Doc one. We'll do the Doc one. Doc is a sub. Well, we got a little bit of time. We're going to do several more, chat. We're going to try and get through as many as I can. Many as I can tonight. So Doc's notes here are Hero in the orange trunks on Ergo is, I guess the math did work. DoctorTraffic, of course, a master of mathematics. A master of mathematics. I ignore you, I've noticed. I try. The patch, I think, still broke it because it was before the update. Okay, if it was before the update, that might have done it. You got your first level 10 Phobie, Rocket Man? Luffy would be very proud. Luffy would be very proud. So speaking of, well, I don't know if this would make Luffy proud, but this is an interesting opener. I know there was somebody in chat that was trying to champion this sort of setup recently. I don't think it was Doc, although Doc might have said it. But breaking these blocks on Ergo is an interesting opener. Bad guy is banked to 6, whereas our hero here is elected instead to cap multiple panic points and secure their stim. So they banked for a crush more. That's pretty interesting. And they took the aggressive spot here. This should be a dead Gravedigger. Unless Doc elects not to kill it for some reason. But I don't know about this break. I don't see it that often, truthfully, any longer. And I do want to try it again, but I have to really map it out as to, like, what are my first few initial plays of what I want to do here. Okay, this is really weird now. We had the break early on, and bad guy now is placing an obstacle. This does cut off the approach path for Doc, but they're just going to cap these 2 points, and now you've kind of locked yourself into choke points to, like, it actually reduces your ability to advance as the blue player here with this. Now, if you had already had the north area secured, maybe? This seems weird. Yeah, I do like Baby Snakey showing up. Here, it's fine. Okay. Bad guy here has somewhat of an oddball strategy, going for Erratic. Yes, Crushmore and Erratic are tanky, but this is going to be difficult to dislodge. That is DoctorTraffic's advance. This is a lot of damage, because you're not killing this turn. You know, you could jar and then hit it with these. But this probably lives. So that means 1,600 damage, a meatball, a hit from this, and double hits from jar, and panic point advantage. This is a lot of damage very, very quickly. I may have forgotten, but I had an idea about an AoE Phobie, but instead of the damage falling off, it becomes higher. Isn't that just a better 3-range Phobie then, Scrungle? Oh no, bad guy. This is not what you want to do. You need jar. Well, maybe not jar, but you need something that can interact faster than the stabby, I think. This is... like, it's possible to win with this sort of response. Just being very methodical about it, but this is super hard. You're putting yourself in a terrible position trying to fight this. Like, look at this. I know there's only 2 turns left in the game, so we know that the end is coming. 600 health on the heart. They just... bad guy kind of allowed this to happen. I think. I know that sounds or might come across as insulting or something. That's not how I intended, of course, but... Doctor ended this one fast. Yeah, and Doc still has 9 keys left. Now, this was a cool play. Run the snowball out there to cap this. Because that means that Doc doesn't win immediately. Because this jar is going to do 506. Oh, no. I looked at it when it was 600. It must have been before the panic point damage applied. Calculated. Calculated. Well played, Doc. Yeah, the stabby, I think, was a mistake. You needed something to interact faster. But I don't know. Maybe they... like, the snowball coming out sooner would have been better. Because the snowball possibly could have resulted in a kill on something. Maybe. I don't know. You needed to react in a different way. I think the Crushmore was weird. And then just... sometimes just diving the heart is the appropriate thing. And you can just, like, what am I screwing around for? Just, I'm going to end the game right now. I'll end the game right now. Doctor's been caught demon timing. I mean, that was pretty calculated. Trying to figure out how to kill the Crushmore, then I decided it was just the heart was easier. Yeah, just winning the game tends to be a little better. Oops, I win the game. Alright, so now I think I've gotten through all of the subscriber game reviews. So we're into the other ones. Let's take a look at a Bozo game. Take a look at a Bozo game. Bozo does have multiples on here, so we'll do the first one. The notes here, I made some minor mistakes throughout the game, but the ending was calculated. So we get another calculated ending. This time, our hero in the orange trunks on Pluto, a map that people really don't like. Now probably isn't a good time for Unite Variety. Cliff Fable is dominating. I would be in the Sippy Cup League anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. That was a premeditated massacre. So, this is an interesting opener from both players. I mean, I've been leaning into the DT special of Sucky going first. I've been trying to force it going second, but it's a little more awkward for obvious reasons. Sucky, I don't know. It's tough on this map still, because I struggle with... My Sucky is incapable of killing a cassowary, even if it gets the leap off of the stem. Like, it can't walk up onto the stem, leap off, and kill a cassowary. It also won't kill a cassowary if I leap and attack in the same turn. So I need to, like, be on the stem already. So it's rough. But in the meantime, we get a even set of panic points. Relatively even forces here. But with Stabby backing up our hero instead of Gravedigger backing up our bad guy. The Gravedigger play is actually interesting because it does open up more surface area here. I don't know if it's important enough. Funneling through the choke point can be really painful. So this is relevant if you can get a turret here. Because there are times where it's like innocuous, stabby, Gin Sting, or Unicorn. And it's like you have them in this weird arc. This allows you to set up a better concave. Hence the bow mangles. But, ooh, we get a bank. Leaving it even for now. I don't like this invade, sort of. So bad guy has 5 phobies, so they can't actually put anything on the board. But sending the Bachelor in means it just dies, and then the cat replaces. But, it is advancing your position. Really? Okay, I like this. I think I like this. Oh, that's really heads up. This is a good... So this could go horrifically bad. Because the cassowary probably dies cleanly to the Gravedigger. Then these two, or one of them, may cause the death of the Murder Wing. Okay, and we get a Hevo to follow up. This is interesting. I like the invade on the bow mangles, because that is important to get rid of it when you can. But, like, look where our hero is left. 9 keys in the bank, though. 9 keys in the bank. We get a Ray Chargels. The Ray is interesting. I guess I get it. Now, the panic points are still even. And the cassowary goes down. So after the bloodbath, we're left with fairly even positioning. After all the back and forth, this was fairly even. This block is cute, though. This really makes life complicated for our hero. It makes life really complicated because you can't easily claim this. They have 4 keys. They could, of course, respond with their own Gravedigger or something. Get a few pot shots onto this Hevo. The Hevo could easily kill the jar, but that would result in probably a dead Hevo between this and the Ray. And there might be enough damage to kill the Ray, though. Should have Fireball online. Dead Ray. That's rough. That's rough. And Erratic is the follow-up. Final Phobie. Final Phobie. This actually looks pretty tough, chat. Oh, that's a good play. I was wondering why they were splitting the damage, because I didn't know Bozo had access to this Hematic Gin Sting. That's a good play. So the jar probably dies from hits off the stem. Or are they going to let it... They're going to let it go and back off. Hevo's just under 900 health. I almost said 9k. I just imagine Barzilla burping sound when I see Fireball's Fireball. Do they have the same sound effect? Alright, so the AWOL was the final Phobie for Bozo. This is interesting because this doesn't feel great. But it's not a terrible position. And you get the block replaced. Oh no, that stabby is beat up. How do you pull this one out? That could be the thumbnail for this, chat. That's pretty cool. Only 900 health on this, so okay, I'm starting to see where this is going to end up. You can soften this up, hypothetically, and then kill it. But you don't have a ton of time. This is a small map. 3-to-1 panic point advantage will churn through your heart health fairly quickly. So the Evo is pretty damaged, but the erratic now is safe. You have to do something risky in order to actually get in there. 2,300 health on the heart, so like I said, you don't have a ton of time. Foul and Murder Wing actually have the same sound effect? For their regular attack, or the abilities? Wait, what? I don't know about that one. I understand the aggressive invade. Maybe it is worth it. $500 health. Oh, boy. Oh, man. But here's the problem. They have to choose. Only 400 health. Oh, man. This was close. This was close. Yeah, the Evo invade obviously was not worth it. I think you need to just play passively and say, hey, you have to come to me. You have to do something, opponent. But Bozo, well played. Bozo, well played. But that was well done, Bozo. I know people don't like Pluto. I don't mind Pluto. But that is the sort of game that I commonly see on Pluto, where if you're going second, it's not uncommon to get pushed into that sort of scenario, and you kind of just need first player to make a mistake. It does feel like a map, and I don't know if this is actually true, but Pluto does kind of feel like a map that if you don't make a mistake as first player, and you're not, like, severely out-leveled. Whoop. Trying to do my spreadsheet at the same time, and I hit the wrong button. It's hard to lose as first player, it feels like. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't mind the map as much, but I really don't like the idea of these, like, powerfully player one favoring maps like Phobos. But for some reason, Pluto doesn't bother me as much, and I'm not sure why. Alright, so our hero here is SilverK in the blue trunks on Opticon. My first time winning with this high-cost Phobie. What high-cost Phobie could it be? I am curious. We'll have to see. Opticon is a map. What do you think, chat? And you, YouTube, for that matter. How do you feel about Opticon? Is Opticon a good map? Personally, I think Opticon has just not been around enough for me to get a true opinion of it. You're not a fan of Opticon? It's a lobber's paradise? Honestly, it's more Crushmore specifically. Because Crushmore is not just a lobber, it also can just section off the map. But I've absolutely had, like, Evo 3.0 feels great here, you know. I don't know if you saw, but I got Mildred from the Scary Pack. Somebody was saying that yesterday for Tute. They were dropping the news in chat. It was pretty hype. Congratulations. Mildred's looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun. Oh my god. Oh, I thought this cat was gonna live. Yeah, I'm happy for you, Fratute. Let us know how it turns out. Like, did you get any upgrades for it? What level is the Mildred? I mean, I'm assuming it's level 3 because I think that's what they all get to when you get it out of a pack, but... Didn't even notice the daisy? Yep. Got a little daisy hanging out down here. Just sneaking out here. From the bad guy, though. It's not as important then. But I thought our hero's cat was going to live up here because of the sock acid coming in and not quite doing enough damage, but the fire took it down. So speaking of lobbers, we get a Klepto. I like Innocuous on this map, despite all of the obstacles which you would think would block line of sight and stuff. Oh my, timeout. Yeah, Big Chungus, chat. We got a little Big Chungus action with Dozer coming out, just trundling. Chat, I'm actually excited because this week the Ghostbusters game comes out. I absolutely want to stream that. I was watching some people who got early access to it. It looks hype. It looks hype. Pyrocynicals? Is that somebody in the main Discord? I don't recognize that name. Dozer just looks happy. Dozer does look happy. But look. Come on. If you're a giant marshmallow, are you going to be unhappy? Like, I don't know. I got Dozer from the season pack, and it feels fitting because I got it in October. That does seem appropriate, Forgo. So the point I was trying to make earlier before we got sidetracked with all this stuff is I like Innocuous on this map. You would think that all of the obstacles would cause something weird to happen, but the advantage here is the laser will bend to a degree. You just can't have it blocking, like, direct line of sight, where it's like you, the obstacle, them. But if they're on either side, it'll bend around, so you can get a lot of great angles with 3-move Phobies. Shocker. Or the 3-range Phobies. The 3-range Phobies are good on just about every map. Oh, okay, Scrungle. I didn't recognize... I'm not a big YouTube person, so... Yeah, Daisy, didn't do a whole hell of a lot. We get a little Dozer puke going on down here, and the 1-move Phobia is trapped. That's actually really funny, chat. There's gonna be a lot of that when I stream the Ghostbusters game, because there are multiple ghosts that are basically Slimer. You shall not pass.
Damage grows like a blossom.
Really? I guess. You really want to kill this spider that bad? Get coned. It's the cone of shame, chat. It's the cone of shame. I don't know about this, because, like, okay, you trade spiders. But you're going to lose this. You're going to lose your jar, most likely. You do have a panic point advantage as bad guy, but this feels like that was advantage hero. Plants vs. Zombie Cone. Dozer on a 1-move or melee Phobie feels like it's giving the middle finger to him. True. True. It definitely is a good player. Like, how much longer is... Little flashbang gaming. It's still not going to be able to move for this turn. Next turn, it should be able to move. Nose is itchy. I mean, it is getting some value because it's, you know, the yoink and then this and... I don't know. Erratic ascending, it's true. Looking like Raiden in here. Okay, we were talking about hats. For cosmetics for Phobies. I want the Raiden hat for erratic. That would actually be really cool. That would actually be really hype. Now I really want that. This erratic, despite being pinned in place, is going to kill 3 Phobies. Six keys to 5 keys remaining. You want Jeeves to have a beanie and a scarf? That would actually be really funny if he just had a knit hat and a scarf. Alright, so our hero is kind of rubbing it in the face of the bad guy with an Octonauty coming out here. What was the pivotal turn in this game, Chad? It kind of feels like bad guy just overextended on that spider turn and then just the wheels came off. Because what are they supposed to do here? This, even if Erratic kills this Eternal Knight, which it looks like it's not going to, get pulled into range of the Dozer and Innocuous and Jar. I don't know. You love how I say Octonauty? How should I say it? Oh, this is kind of cool. I love the... I have to pause for these things, because I think they look sweet. Like, how should I be pronouncing Octonauty? Should I put more emphasis on the naughty and make it, like, super cringe? I don't know. I don't know what bad guy does from this position. I don't even know what play they can make happen. Octo not naughty? Terror became an abstract shape? Yeah. Pterodactyl is now an art project. Octo goody. So the Erratic is dead. It's just a matter of what else dies. I mean, I think this is their play. You have to go in, hope that our hero, SilverK, just chooses poorly, kind of thing.
Oh, that was so satisfying.
I don't think that one works, Taco. You can't convince me there's a better one. No. Possibly the best walk animation in the game is Rocket Man. Rocket Man is super awesome. I mean, yes, the aliens are probably cooler, but that doesn't make it the best. It is probably cooler, but I think that the Rocket Man walk animation could be the best one because it's hilarious. Octonauty pulled Terra into the wall, killing it. Yeah, I didn't call that out because I was just on this turn. I figured we were just gonna watch the demise of like all their forces, which is basically what happened. There is a weird interaction. So this is something that came up in an async game offline. That if you are a resurrect phobie, say you're, and this really matters for Pterodactyl. If you are on an obstacle and kill a dimensional phobie that will kill you. You know, like you kill a stabby and it kills the pterodactyl. And you're on the obstacle. It will kill you immediately. It doesn't pull the bones and then die or something like that. If you are off the obstacle and get pulled onto the obstacle, it will pull the bones onto the obstacle, which will then die at the end of the turn. I don't know why. I mean, it makes logical sense that both of those are consistent because you die, it immediately checks, can I resurrect? Hypothetically, yes. And then you move, so it moves the bones. Yeah, Dozer doesn't give a damn about what I'm talking about. He's put in a lot of work this game, my man. Like, give him a break. This was a really cool play, though, with the yoink. This was a good play with the yoink. It was a good heads-up play. So we saw what they did, now we're on to the last turn. So shout out SilverK. You know, Octonauty kind of has a blom effect, kind of like the lasers. But GG, well played, Silver. Well played. That just kind of felt like a beatdown. Do you agree, chat? Did that one feel like a beatdown to you? But I can only assume that the Dozer was the high-cost phobie that was referenced from the notes. That's obvious, right? It had to be. Rocket Man and Barzilla have great walking animations, true. Or yeah, Barzilla's just having a bad day. Barzilla's having a bad day. Alright, we got a Kuro. We've been seeing a lot of Kuro on stream. I don't know if Kuro's still in chat. We got a Kuro game breakdown to look at. Kuro's been showing up a lot lately, actually, as one of my opponents. So let's see what they... Oh my god, this is a 45 turn game, chat. Strap in. We have a marathon for you. It's a 45-turn game here on Mysomania. The notes from this are hero Kuro in the blue trunks are boss supremacy. Kuro with the Edgar portrait? True. You don't think that was a beatdown on it? It felt like our hero in the last game was basically in control the entire time. It felt like they were in control the entire time. Anybody got any Phobies survival guides? I need to, I didn't track the other ones. Somebody's going to have to @ me in Discord with the other ones or just rewrite them so I can add them to the bot. Hyper would agree on boss supremacy. I'm curious if this is going to be like a boss v boss game and Kuro's boss was better or not. So, Kuro's opener on this map is pretty close to what I do. You basically take those 2 panic points, then you can relatively easily take the other one. Bad guy, however, did something unique and got to an early fire ant, which is kind of scary on this map. It is fairly trivial to lock off a lot of the map with the traps. I don't know about this, though, unless they just want to get a trap up here somewhere. I also am not sure about this. So, if they wanted, they could have kept the jar down here. First of all, okay, so the jar would get one shot by the meatball, but you can body block with the cat and then soften this up if it comes into range. You might not get it. You might end up ultimately trading jar for it, but you might also just be able to run away. It depends on what the positioning turns out to be. And we get a Quagmire. That's actually pretty cool. I like the Quagmire. It also, because it'll eat this trap. This is one of the big things. Like, you could have easily sent in a 1 key that probably dies. But the Quagmire is going to tank this. There's basically no way that it's going to die. And then it'll be able to walk away and heal us up. Your kitten is sleeping next to you and putting its paws right on your face. How is it getting it on your face if it's a kitten? Its breath also stinks. I mean, that's the life with pets, right? That's the life with pets. So we do get a Hevo, which is one of my favorite plays on this map, when people, they retake the middle and then invade and have all these things grouped up, and I'm like, Hevo out of spawn? Come join the party? So we get some repositioning here. Like I said, the Quagmire is just going to be able to heal up. Panic point advantage hero. I guess the Fire Ant is on defense, but, like, why? I don't think it needs to be here. I don't think the Fire Ant needs to be here. It's definitely been here too long. Because the Hevo can't even hit the heart without the Gravedigger cracking this first, so who cares? Global warming gaming? I mean, yeah, you got it. You got, like, a coal factory here, and then, I guess, just a trash fire up here. I mean, that makes it sound bad, but, like, well, we're absolutely global warming gaming here, chat, because now the boss has hit the field. Am I going to buy Bad Omen? I wasn't planning to for Tute. I wasn't planning to. We'll see. I might. There's still some time. I wasn't planning to, though. So this is a little scary. Hevo and Crushmore down here with this broken. Gonzo inching out. I don't know about the Gonzo here. Certainly not sending it up. Because, like, you have the advantage down here. You don't have a panic point advantage, though. 9k health. It's a 2,000 health advantage, which is not insignificant. Boss is about to fire them all. I mean, yeah. Because you get the Gravedigger, comes down, drops a little heat. Boss bringing the heat. And we get, this is actually really clutch. The Quagmire here is arguably invulnerable. 2,600 health, it's not going to die. You can't stay here any longer. And even the Honey Bear to add insult to injury. The insult to injury here, because you don't even have to worry about the lava. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but they hit the boss directly instead of hitting the Gravedigger, which would have put damage here and on the Quagmire. So it would have hit all 4 instead of only 2. It doesn't matter because this is going to heal it up and the damage on the heart is probably insignificant, but no. Hevo can't set on fire, also true. I mean, Hevo could have overwrote the fire here, but honestly, the boss fire is more relevant down here. But yes, the fire being unable to stack on the lava tiles is absolutely relevant. You haven't seen a snowball this game? Boss needs his dog, it's true. I go snowball fairly often on this map. This doesn't feel like a spectacular snowball map, but there isn't really a bad map for snowball, right? I think it would be difficult to really design a map that's bad for snowball. So, it looks like Fire Ant has finally abandoned its post in the north. We're getting double traps coming out here, chat. Yeah, I don't know about this. This is weird. What is bad guy doing? I mean, at this point, they're probably just rotating onto the healing spot. But at some point, they need to cap the center panic point and force Kuro to do something. But they're down 6 keys to 10. Wait, is this somehow a dead Fire Ant? Okay, no, they're just going in to push some damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and also to sack a Phobie. This is relevant. This is actually a really cool heads-up play. Yeah, Kuro's confirming in chat. That's why I was counting the Phobies. This is max Phobies, and this is a great heads-up play, and definitely take note if you're watching this on YouTube. Let me know how often you get, in the comments on YouTube, let me know how often you get trapped with maxed Phobies. And you go, man, if only I had one space to get one more. This is what you do. You get the spare damage here. Maybe they heal it off, maybe they don't. But you free up this 1 key, which has kind of outlived its purpose, and those 10 keys suddenly are now live. Because otherwise, you're locking yourself out, and the tempo disadvantage could be huge. And this Gravedigger is just demolishing the whole map. Is there really a concern that there's going to be an invade here, though? Ooh, we get an erratic follow-ups. 4 keys remaining to 6. I just thought of an awesome phobia idea, an umbrella phobia that blocks lava attacks. That would be kind of funny. That's an extensive one, Taco. That's an extensive one. Is that actually a thing, Onda? Is there actually an umbrella ghost myth? If there is, that would be a new one on me. Noxious. Penultimate phobia from the bad guy. That's a real thing? I didn't know that. That feels like a Pokemon, I'm not even gonna lie. An umbrella ghost. So we're getting some repositioning on both sides. Panic point advantage did slip a couple turns ago into our bad guy's favor. What is it? I'm trying to get into Kuro's head here to figure out, like, what are they trying to set up? I mean, this threatens the north. It's 8 keys for, well, I guess if these two, it's 7 and 5 or 7 and 6. 7 and 5, so 8 for 12 to, like, keep these off. But this is a little annoying. You get the Gonzo Noxious going in, and this is... Where was this to start the turn? I don't quite understand only hitting this. If you move up, you kill this right now. Yeah, we know Blinky uses contacts. We know that factually.
Wow! Did you see those sparks fly?
Oh my god, you even get double hits on this. I don't understand. Like, this positioning is weird. And the Hevo would have been on the healing spot. I mean, maybe the concern is... I didn't count it up, but maybe the combination of all these hits would have meant that, like a jar hit would have killed it.
That phobie needed exfoliating.
Yeah, it would have definitely been dead. But man, this invade seems ill-advised. And the Noxious dies too! Oh, wow! While I would agree with the notes from this, that the boss put in a lot of work, we got multiple You're Fireds. It's obviously done a ton of damage. It kind of felt like bad guy did what I usually do and kind of like threw away their stuff. Okay, we get a muffin. I was curious after the vomit here from our favorite tardigrade. That's interesting, Anna. I'll have to look that myth up. I never heard of that before. And the last phobie for our hero is Clinico. 0 keys for bad guy. Both players have to win with... Oh, no! Not like this. Oh, baby. This is probably a dead erratic. Is this a dead erratic? You lost erratic here for being aggressive? Yeah. The thing is, I think you did need to take the center, because otherwise, I think bad guy... Okay, so let's assume... This is where we started the turn. The erratic will survive this poison. If you play this back, and when I say back, I mean defensively, you have a life advantage. So remember, there's a Clinico and a Muffin that come in at the end during this turn. Everything on their side is fairly healthy. The Ted seems pointless. I get it, because if the assumption is that 1 keys are going to run in. It feels like you need to make a play. Like, you do have to recap this point. They can absolutely play back and then just fill the map with traps, and you'll never be able to invade if you don't go for it. But at the same time, obviously, walking onto a trap like this, like, that was the risk. It does feel like the aggression wasn't worth it, at least at that time, but that's kind of easy to say in hindsight, I guess. Wait, what? Oh, it's just going to die to the fire. I was trying to think, like, why wouldn't you hit it with Jar? But the fire was going to be enough damage, or they would have hit it with Jar. So at this point, it feels like our hero's in a terrible spot. Because really, it's these 3 phobies against the world, because while Honey Bear influences things, it's not going to take over the game in Clinico. So the Hevo is now committed. Basically a full health Hevo if it's not full health. Yeah, it's full health. Is that enough damage? Alright, Doge, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate how long Kuro had kept the Gravedigger alive earlier in this game in order to accomplish this defense. I think bad guy was over-aggressive with some of their stuff. But at this stage, it does feel like bad guy is at an advantage. They split their forces in a very weird way, though. Like, bad guy can't stay here because you're not going to dislodge the Quagmire, and the Quagmire will kill the Crushmore. I don't know why they walked away from the Hevo here with the Baba Yaga. I don't know if the Baba Yaga is doing anything else the rest of this game. Wait, they hit the Quagmire here? Why? I guess it's low enough that it's going to have to spend a little bit of time healing. It can't necessarily immediately charge out. Okay, so Baba Yaga dies. It might have been low enough that, like, standing on the lava wasn't worth it, but if you left it on the lava and it wasn't going to die to the lava, then that means that the Hivo gets pulled onto the lava when it kills it, which would have been desirable. But this is a cool heads-up play, turning off the stim, but it still leaves the jar exposed, so your fire does mean that it dies. This kind of feels like bad guy just allowed our hero to pick them apart. Since they split their forces and just kind of lost things here and there, like having the jar still alive would have been a big deal. The Baba Yaga surviving would have been a big deal. I don't think they were really under threat from the Hivo too much. But at the same time, they didn't commit to actually fighting it. Like, you gotta make a decision. Either go kill the Hivo or don't kill the Hivo. Got caught in this sort of no man's land of trying to both push down here and push the Hivo away, but then not actually kill it. I mean, you ultimately did, but still. Because at this point, yeah, this boss has done a ton of work, chat. Not like that is an uncommon thing to happen. Boss is pretty good. But, like, this boss has put in a lot of work. That's another boss takedown. Panic point advantage hero. With almost 3k health to spare. Because, yes, this could run in... This could actually go on the stim. This could get scary. But we have Tardigrade Vomit. You're going to puke on this, and then it's just a matter of can you kill this thing fast enough. It almost might have been worth putting the Clinico on the stim rather than running it down here just to remove this possibility at all. Kuro may have calculated that and just said, it doesn't matter, I'm going to get it anyway. But since it's a lobber, there was a risk there. I mean, obviously, there's no risk now. This game is over. Because they're never going to be able to recap a point. They're never going to be able to push the heart. It just doesn't matter. We can actually skip through the remaining turns because, like... So Ted dies, and then... What happens on our last turn? It looks like the heart's taking a beating, so I imagine this is a panic point victory. This was very well played, Kuro. It was looking dicey for a little bit. Like on that turn where you lost Erratic, but I think when they lost Hivo, they kind of threw it away there. And then, like I said, I disagree with how Bad Guy tried to react to everything. Now, that coming from me is kind of funny because I do the same sort of incorrect response a lot as well. I can absolutely get into the mindset of what Bad Guy was trying to do, but splitting your forces like that felt like you just didn't accomplish anything. I think the Hivo... Ultimately, the Hivo traded for Baba Yaga, but I think it could have been done sooner and or more easily than what they were doing. I don't know, maybe not. It just didn't seem to make sense to retreat the Baba Yaga. I don't know. Maybe it would have just died to the lava and it wouldn't have mattered. But, well played, Kuro. Well played. Boss seems pretty good, especially if you can get a whole lot of shots with it. A whole lot of shots. Alright, chat, we got a virus game. Probably get in 1 or 2 more after this. See how long this game is. Alright, Virus here zoning in on Xylo. The notes for this is the new heart record. Oh, I can't wait to see this. We're both being too careful. The thing is, so, talking about Kuro's game, I don't know if I'd call splitting your forces the way the bad guy did too careful. They did have the advantage of, they had the long game, or should have had the long game, because they had the trapper. So eventually they're going to whittle down your forces just due to traps, because if you ever overextend, that erratic turn happens again, and they just kind of blow you up. But I think they were actually too aggressive on some of their turns, just exposing things. And for lack of a better way of describing it, again, I'm not trying to insult the opponents when I say stuff like this, but it felt as though the defense to the Hevo was kind of lackadaisical to a degree. Maybe I'd have to go back in and look at the numbers more closely. Maybe they couldn't have done anything differently, but it felt like they could have done something different to defend that or ignore it. Like, they just had to choose. But we're here on this game with Virus, our hero, in the blue trunks. I'm pretty sure Virus has Snowball, so this opener's a little interesting. Obviously, Murder Wing is still fine, but no Snowball means that, like, this happens. And you're not killing the Snowball. So, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Now, that being said, you're just going to trade stuff out. And we get the Hevo immediately onto the stim. So, no banks from our blue player here. But we do have or had a bank to 7 from our bad guy, who notably also has the Mildred avatar. And it's funny that the cat is the part that's on the avatar. It's not Mildred, it's the cat. The cat is the part that anybody cares about. 4-1 panic point advantage backed up by a trapper. So we're obviously going to see a bunch of takedowns on... Well, not a bunch, but a takedown on the little guy here. This is pretty safe and makes sense. I guess it doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, because you could go here. So if you send the Bachelor to the middle, it's going to die trivially, and then you won't have it to back cap this. But this way, you can send it in, and you're capping multiple points out of this. You saw this before, Honda? No spoilers now. I mean, we kind of got a spoiler. We know how the game's going to end. Alright, so Spider comes out, pretty standard. The Honey Bear is... I was going to say pretty much everything from this was fairly normal. Murder Wing was a little abnormal, but it's not that rare. That opener. But the Poison Ivy and the Honey Bear are both really strange for this map. Rambolina. I wish I could use Rambolina more, but I very rarely feel like I'm in a position to use it properly. We'll have to see if there's some crazy boops coming in, because it sounds like Bad Guy definitely puts on a show throughout this game. But yeah, I don't quite understand the Honey Bear, unless it's just simply to turn this panic point and the center panic point off, and then have a 2-1. Like, that's reasonable. So I have to imagine... excuse me. I'm tired. I have to imagine that Bad Guy placed a trap here. I don't remember how many moves this Poison Ivy made. But it's almost worth testing with the cow. Oh, man. That Rambolina is just going in. You think Honey Bear on this map can be really good? It can. I definitely understand the value because, like I said, you can hit from a safe position, like 1, 2, 3. You can turn off these panic points, which means that it's very difficult to invade and get your opponents to. You're generally fighting over the middle on this map. So it definitely makes sense. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm going to have to try it. I'll have to try it. So we get a Morty backing this offensive up. Cowbell apparently has to be requisitioned to try and fight this. There's the trap. The lava will take down the poison ivy, but we're looking at 6,400 to 86. But this is 1,600 damage, and this Rambolina is going to take a significant amount of energy to kill. Now, that being said, the Morty can't really safely advance because either Finnegan boops Rambolina to death. Really? So the Morty pulls all the way back. It's just a full retreat. Because I was going to say, if the Morty goes in to punch the heart, it probably dies to Hevo, then the Finnegan boops the Rambolina unless another flyer came in, and it would have to be like a droney. Which then would likely just die to this. Bottom line is, I think a lot of this stuff just all dies this turn, if they stayed there. Instead, we get a little bit of trading going on. Panic points go back in our hero's favor. 13 keys banked, by the way. 15 remaining for the bad guy. So this is kind of what I was expecting. You puke on this. 2-to-1 panic point advantage, and there's not really a safe way for our hero to actually get in there. The more I think about this, the more I like this game plan. Instead of sending like 4 1 keys over time to retake the mid, you just get a honey bear. We get Repeller to back it up. I'm thinking in my head, like, what do I adjust on my game plan to make this work? Or make this happen? Because typically I get into the exchanging 1 keys game plan. $43.40 on the heart. And we get a Resurrect Phobie. 8 keys remaining for each player. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 Phobie space left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hero is maxed out. For now, anyway. Oh, there was a trap there. That is so obnoxious. That's so annoying. Get a little vomit action coming down again. So the only saving grace here, I guess, is... Well, this is actually a level 14 Repeller, so this has over 1,000 health. You're not just going to step on the stem and go, oops, it's dead. You will have to commit multiple things. Not sure if DT uses Honey Bear here. I don't know, but I have to imagine it's crossed their mind at the very least, because DT loves Honey Bear. DT does love Honey Bear. I knew this was going to happen, chat. I just didn't notice it because I was looking at chat. I was waiting for this scenario to happen. This is a really heads-up play by bad guy. I think I'm going to clip this. So this is actually a bad guy. The hero in this replay is Virus, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Boop. Look at that. That's a really heads-up play. I think that's clip-worthy. Like, that's a cool heads-up play. Is it worth it in this scenario? I don't know, but this is pretty cool. Like, the droney coming in from, you know, from, like, the other end of the country. Yeah, the snowball's gonna die. This is gonna die. In fact, like, they're probably gonna pay pretty hard for this.
Taught and retaught is sure as torture. Those that fear you make you stronger.
From the same game as the Rambolina boop, we actually get a rarity. The counter boop. Finnegan avenging their fellow Phobie. Bye-bye, Rambolina. Oh my god, it continues. Oh no! Oh no! And just like that. Ugh. That's a pretty solid turn. That's a pretty solid turn. I love boops. They're so much fun. Yeah, that's a big oof moment. I mean, but here's the thing. I understand why bad guys doing this. 1,300 health left on this. Less than 485 health. Wait, why is High Five leaving? High Five should probably stay. 250 health, chat. Why did High Five leave? Oh, did you get the panic point? That's why. High Five left to get the panic point. High Five is not going to hit the heart. It's just going to collect panic points. The new record on health. 15 health, chat. 1-5. That's brutal. But look at this. Amazing. Amazing. Well played, Virus. Well played.
Yo, that guy is
pissed.
mad.
I'd be pissed. That is so close. 15 health? The real record is won by challenges? No. No, because those don't count.
I feel like we've connected.
It's gotta be in a real game against a human. Well played. Well played. That was pretty good. You love to see it. You love to see it. 15 health, chat. The game's not over until it's over. Big John Maddenism there. Alright, so we'll hit up the fratute one. This will probably be the last one for tonight. This will probably be the last one for tonight. We do have variety tomorrow. Now imagine someone getting the heart to 1 HP. I'm waiting for that. It's going to happen. It's absolutely happened in somebody's game. They just didn't submit it, kind of thing. So we're back on Xylo. This time our hero is fratute. Huge smiley value. Huge smiley value in the notes for this one. So let's see what happens. So yeah, we'll be back for variety tomorrow, chat. Looks like we'll probably be playing some Scorn. Chat seems to be enjoying that game. But there will be some other variety games, other spooky games coming in the rest of the month. We'll see. I'm going to try and get the Scorn playthrough up on YouTube. But here, in this game, like I said, heroes in the blue trunks with a very interesting opener. Goes Jar into Bachelor, Bachelor into Jar. I didn't see which was first. But either way, we're getting stuff that I wasn't expecting. We're getting stuff I wasn't quite expecting here. Bad guy's doing some weird stuff. Like, why? Couldn't this and this have killed... No, because this couldn't hit the... Okay, so this makes more sense. The Murder Wing can't assist in kill... Yes, it can. Wait. If you go here... 1, 2, 3... Okay, so there could be a fear of snowball or something. Because you could have gone here, hit this, and then this to trade. Like, trade places, because this will end up here. But then meatball plus snowball or something like that means that your Murder Wing dies, so... Yeah, if you went on these, then the Murder Wing dies to the Jar stim. But if you go up here on the Abyss tile, you're safe. Unless you fear something coming out of out of here. It might die to a regular jar hit plus meatball. I didn't count it, but like that could be the other problem. So obviously you get the walk away hit here because you don't want to get yoinked into the pit. But at this stage, bad guy has the one key war advantage because they already have another one on the board. But obviously, fratute could just stage that. They banked to 6, even though the Crushmore just came out. So we'll see what they choose to do from here. Jin Sting supplemented the forces of bad guy. Also 6 keys there. So we're seeing a lot of standard stuff here. It may have been in an abnormal or non-standard sequence, but this is a lot of what you expect to see on this map. Putting Crush there is something I always do. I tend to do that as well. I like breaking this block, and then it opens up some other ways for things to happen. Plus, with Crushmore or Gravedigger threatening this spot, you could always have a break and then, oh, surprise yoink, or, oh, surprise, this thing has line of sight that it wouldn't have before, that sort of thing. But bad guy elected to go for Gravedigger, which I do not like on this map. I don't think it's worth going Gravedigger if you have the option for Crushmore. If you don't have Crushmore, then I guess you're SOL, but, you know. Getting a little spider action happening from both sides, including an extra set of 8 legs from Henrietta. The Bow Mangles is a little suspect here, especially coming out on the side with the Moffat. That seems weird. This is interesting because this feels like a bait for the spider. But what's probably going to happen is just the Murder Wing trades with the jar. Because if they go for the spider, then the combination of this stuff will just obliterate it. But I think this just gets meatballed and they trade out. Because even here, if... like, you're not going to send the Jin Sting or something on there. You're going to meatball their Murder Wing. So I guess it turns out for bad guy, it's Murder Wing for Jar and Murder Wing, because they'll counter kill Kuro's Murder Wing. I don't know. I'm putting a lot of energy into an interaction that may not ultimately be that important. So we're getting the one key trading war. There's the Smiley. So let's see what value Smiley gets. What value does the Smiley get? There's a lot of things that can be diseased. I mean, it's just the 2 mechanicals at the top that can't be touched at the moment. And the Hevo. Hevo can't be touched either. That target it. Okay. I was curious as to whether the spider pull would cause it to be diseased, which it does appear that's the case. Honestly, I probably would have moved the Smiley onto the stem. The Smiley is repositioning towards the center. Panic point advantages for our hero. 7 keys remaining to 5. Also another advantage for our hero. So there's a lot of bad things that could happen to bad guy here. They might be able to kill this, but oh baby, that Smiley's going to get a ton of value. I mean, it's already starting because of the splash here. Oh, bad guy, is this really what you want to do? I mean, I get it, but... wait, what? So, bad guy actively elected to AoE here to kill the murder wing. Okay. But you could have targeted this and killed the Jin Sting and not gotten... I mean, you would have gotten diseased anyway, but you would have taken less disease because it wouldn't have gone off. I get the Murder Wing lives, but now instead, they're diseased and the Hematic Jin Sting lived. Like, am I don't know, chat, or YouTube, let me know. Am I missing something here? It's not, and again, I don't like to beat up on the bad guys, because obviously when people submit replays and they won, they probably did something that either was a cool play, or they you know, it's already embarrassing to have your name up in lights because you screwed up, or you lost. But, like, this just seems wrong. And now the Smiley gets to disease the spider, too. The Smiley probably dies, but this was Arena. They might have run out of time. But, like, why even target this one? At this point, I have to imagine bad guys like this game is over, right? There's not much they can do. Hitting Smiley actually does, I mentioned this before, Smiley ends up eating up a lot of your turn because of the secondary animation. One of the other advantages of Smiley. Honestly, chat, that last play, and again, I'm not trying to beat up on bad guy, because I make a lot of dumb plays all the time, believe me. People have seen it. But that kind of feels like an America's Funniest Home Video. Yeah, a little Assassin Clinico action. But it feels like an America's Funniest Home Video of, no, what are you doing? And then the guy just gets hit in the nuts. Because that's basically what happened. That guy just kind of got hit in the nuts here. I mean, honestly, they're not in a horrendous position. I don't know that I would go with Sheep here. Or Muffin. Sheep is absolutely not what I would go here. Because you could hypothetically fight through this. It's going to be exceptionally hard because they have a Yoink. The Crushmore lived. This is a fairly healthy Jin Sting, a Hematic Jin Sting, and a regular Jin Sting now. And there's a Clinico. It's not impossible. It's just going to be super duper difficult. But at this point, I mean, the game is locked up. If it wasn't locked up before, it's locked up now. I mean, you can't even kill the Jin Sting. The Jin Sting still manages to live. This is ridiculous. It's actually almost comical. But it does go to show you that singular mistakes, it kind of goes like the Kuro game. I think the Kuro game that we watched earlier, which if you haven't watched it, make sure you go back and watch all these games. There's stuff to learn. Immortal Jin Sting, exactly. Like, Kuro played it really well, but I think also Bad Guy made some errors, which gave Kuro the opportunity and the openings to make the plays that they did. And it's the same thing here, where Fratute is taking advantage of what Bad Guy is offering. Bad Guy had the opportunity to make other plays, chose not to, and therefore you're able to take the W. Both players are involved in the game, which is one of the things I love about Phobies, is that it's... You play other turn-based games, and specifically I'm thinking of card games, where sometimes you just make... none of your decisions matter. In Phobies, they're going to. Pretty much every game. But GG. Well played, Fratute. Well played. Alright, chat. I'm getting tired. We definitely had a lot of fun doing the pack opening. We had a lot of fun looking at these game reviews. I think there were some great games tonight, and I think there was a lot to learn through all of the games that we watched. But tomorrow night's going to be a variety. We're probably playing Scorn. We'll see how far we get. I want to wrap it up relatively quickly. I doubt we're anywhere near the end, but I want to wrap it up because I want to play some other games for variety too. But that's going to do it for tonight. So check the links in the description. Come by the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch. You can, of course, check out the Random Slots Discord. And as always, likes and subscribes do help on the YouTube channel because I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping. Help me. Help me out. Help me out here. But for now, that's going to do it. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.